The Asian Avengers. So weak.
The Asian Avengers. So weak. So fuckable, bro. You know? Whoa. There's 5 Asian guys together. Wow.
Together. Did you ever go through a stealing phase?
Do I think everyone should have a gun? Maybe.
Or you can look me up. I don't care. I'll fight you. I don't care.
You want to get high as fuck? You like opium?
And welcome back to another episode of Asian Not Asian Podcast, the podcast where 2 Asian guys not from Asia talk about American issues no American cares about. I am your host, Fumi Abe, coming at you live from Palm Springs, California, without my buddy, podcast mate, Mike Nguyen. We are away this week, so we're both doing podcasts with people who are just like around, you know? And
That's so fucking rude.
you know, I had a
Pay
whole
for your ass for 2 hours. My intro is that she's around.
I had she's around, but she's I had a whole nice intro written here for you. Our guest today is actually no. Before I get to you, you can't talk yet. Before I get to you, if you're listening to this on your phones right now, please take a screenshot, post it on Instagram stories, tag us at AsianNotAsianPod.com. If you're an iTunes listener, please leave a review. And Patreon. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/AsianNotAsianPod for bonus content. Yes, my guest today is not Mike Nguyen, but she's just as good. She's a great comedian. She works with me at Comedy Central, and she has a comedy special out on Epix. So I apologize for the way I introduced you earlier. You're not just around. You are the town. Guys, give it up for the town, Hannah Dickinson.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah. We're not going to explain who that is. Okay. Just for context, so if you're watching the video of this, Hannah and I are on a bed together. It's not what it looks like.
It's not sexual.
It's not sexual at all.
Fumi has his jacket on, in fact.
That's how much I don't want to have sex right now.
Yeah, it's like, he's like, it's fucking hot in here.
Just for context, I have been in Palm Springs all week at a content house that was provided by Comedy Central, and so I've been living with these people for 7 days, and this is day 5 or maybe day 6 right now. And how are you feeling about all this right now? Because A, it's quarantine. B, I'm fucking 31 now. I haven't been to a summer campy kind of thing in a long time.
I hate how we can't leave.
I know. Yeah,
I get
bubble.
it, but it's annoying because we can't go on runs or anything. And I'm not saying I would go on a run. I'm not saying I would, but I'm saying I would like the option.
Of going, yeah, I thought about, you bought a jump rope on day 1, and I was like, oh, maybe Hannah's gonna exercise, maybe I'll join her, but the jump rope is still in this package.
No, there are 3 jump ropes that came because they ordered me 2.
Okay,
and I ordered 1 because they said they couldn't get 1.
Oh, I see.
So 3 came, and I have been using 1 in my bedroom.
Really?
Yes, I have. But for 1 song, I haven't made it that far.
For 1 song?
Yeah, I haven't jump roped in a while.
Why do you need a song to jump rope?
You don't listen to music when you work out? That's the first sign of a sociopath.
I don't work out.
That means... Oh. Yeah, I haven't been working out, but I did wear a weighted vest. I also got a weighted vest.
I did see that. Actually, before we get into because I have a lot of things on my mind right now about this house that I want to talk to you about. But before we do, I just want to let our listeners know who you are. So, Hannah Dickinson, where are you from originally?
Oh, you mean we're actually going back?
Yeah. Well, they don't know who you are.
You don't know that. That's rude.
Well, I'm sorry.
They might know who I
They might have
am.
epics. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I know every one of your listeners has epics, and that's what they wake up to in the morning. It's their morning news. Sorry, I have to explain who I am.
You have to explain who you are because they're like, why is Fumi on the bed with this girl? And
yeah, okay. The reason why he's on the bed with me is because I'm from Virginia.
Yes. And I only go to bed with girls from Virginia. Let that be known.
Virginia's for lovers.
You're from Virginia.
From Virginia.
But you started comedy in LA for a little bit, right?
Yeah, because I went to USC. I studied film.
USC. And you were okay. I always forget that you were a film major.
I know. It's like you think I crawled out of a hole and got here. Every time Fumi finds out a fact that I'm is semi put together,
it's
you're
incredible.
Like, holy shit, you brush your teeth every morning? You? Oh my God.
No, because USC Film School, that's up there with NYU, UCLA, this is
it's better than those, okay?
Yeah, it might be the best one. I don't know.
Is
it
the
UCLA?
best one.
I don't actually remember.
It is the best one. And I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I don't have, my roommate in college was a film major, And he was like, this is NYU, so I'm sure the vibe's a little bit different. Because I feel like NYU kids are trying to get into Sundance and people in LA are trying to make like the next Jurassic Park. That's kind of how I saw it. I don't know if it's true or not, but he was like so fucking artsy and it was like really, really annoying. What was film school experience like for you?
Yeah, a kid in my class wore bowling shoes
He wore bowling shoes?
as like his like.
That was like his thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was pretty hot. But yeah, it was like very artsy, and I remember at the end of my first production class, it was like we made short films, then we got on teams.
Yeah.
So we all submitted scripts, and then they had 4 head producers, and they picked the scripts. And I remember the producer was like, "Oh, he was like, did you write I wrote a comedy about people trying to lose their virginities." Obviously, it was sexual, sexual since day one. And the guy in my class was like, "Oh, I came up. I really liked your script, and I was gonna pick it because I thought it was funny, but I decided to go with the witchcraft one that was like very serious and a drama that was about witchcraft because I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something a little edgier, a little tougher."
He said that to you?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So he was basically like trying to compliment me that he thought it was funny, but he wanted to make like a real art piece.
Was film school full of comments like that, just like slowly chipping away at your confidence?
Ari Manis has this joke, but I helped him write it. But
Okay.
it's like he went to film school too, and it's like all you can do from film school is watch a movie and ruin it for everyone around you. So because it's true. It's like now the way I watch movies is like, oh, this character, you know where it's going, or like you see.
Yeah. Oh,
And then if it's a bad movie, I don't make comments out loud, but I've ruined it for myself. But I feel like that with comedy too.
Sure. Well, comedians, like, we watch a comedian do a setup, and I think in the head we're trying to calculate the punchline. You know?
Well, I saw I Feel Pretty, that Amy Schumer movie with my friend from high school. And I didn't say anything, but I didn't laugh once. And she was like, "I'm never going to a comedy movie with you again." She was like, "Because I wanted to laugh every time I looked over." You were like,
was it because you didn't want to laugh, or was it just not funny for you?
I didn't find it funny.
Oh, I see.
But I didn't like. I don't care if anyone else laughs.
Right.
But I guess it's like you don't want to be like, "Ah," and then your friend's like,
yeah. So wait, you went to this like prestigious film school. You were getting critiqued, but becoming a better filmmaker. Where did it all go wrong for you? Why are you on my bed right now? You're on my bed right now, Hannah.
"Oh, you're saying that I'm not successful enough for going to such a good school." I think I'm probably the most successful person in my class right now.
Really?
Probably.
I mean, I guess that's true. It's like you hear somebody goes to NYU Tisch or something, and then you're like, "Oh, you must be directing whatever." But like
most people are not doing
don't do shit.
Yeah,
no. That's true. So
I will say yes. We have to talk about what you said to Trevor yesterday, because I'm still laughing.
Where did I say to Trevor?
No, yesterday
Oh,
we
the
were
hair
doing a
thing?
sketch.
Oh yeah.
Fumi does
yeah.
a podcast. He comes back late. So this is his first scene Fumi is shooting.
Yes.
And we're allowed to improvise.
And who is Trevor Wallace for the people who don't know?
Trevor Wallace has like 1 million followers on every platform. He's a YouTube star.
Yes.
He's a fucking YouTube
Yes.
sensation. And Fumi's ass, this is Fumi's first scene. We're allowed to do improv and encouraged. Actually, to be fair, in your defense, Trevor walks in and he goes, "Why does your hair look like shit?"
Okay, so I'm not an actor, and when I had this, it's one line. I had 2 lines in the whole thing. So first of all, they flew me out. I have 3 lines this whole week, which I'm cool with. But like, they're like, "Oh, the line is like, I knew it," or something like that. And it's just one line, so I just kept saying it. And they're like, "Why don't you try like add some flavor to it or something?" And I to be honest with you, like I didn't know what was going on. I thought I didn't like this guy. So he was like, "Why don't you add some improv?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, I don't like this guy, right?" So I was like, "Your hair looks like shit." And then the scene like stopped. And like nobody's commented on anything, and it was so awkward, and like nobody laughed for like 3 seconds, and then like Sam broke it because it was so awkward, and then you guys made some jokes about it, but I literally I came late to the set, and I insulted this man who the company's paying thousands of dollars to be here, and I walk in, and the first thing I say is, "Hey man, I knew it. Your hair looks like shit." And then somebody's like, "That's not even in the spirit of the script. Like that's not what this is about." And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I didn't do any
In
improv.
your
for
defense,
the-
Fumi, his hair did look like shit.
Well, I thought it was supposed to look like shit on purpose because he's like a crazy conspiracy guy.
No.
That was on purpose?
No, it wasn't on purpose. I think he just was late to set.
Oh, well, see, I don't know. I was just looking at him and I was like, okay, well, my character doesn't like this guy. So, anyways, this is really just, it all goes back to just how insecure and socially awkward I am. Like, I'll be thinking about that for like the rest of my life, probably. And so, yeah, that was a great day.
Hey, Fumi, what's that, man? That looks good.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
Yo, it looks like really awesome corn fritters.
It's not. It's uni snack. Uni is sea urchin, bitch.
Woo. I got owned by the snack.
Yeah.
What's this though here? What's this thing here?
This little guy?
Yeah. Looks mad good. It's like a little mochi.
It's a little mochi snack.
Oh,
yeah.
snap,
And you know
dude.
why you can't read it? Because it's from Japan.
Oh,
That's
dang.
right.
Land of the mochi rising.
That's right.
That's in
That's right.
Wikipedia. Wait, man, where'd you get all this from, man?
It's from a product called
Boxu. What's Boxu?
Boxu is an authentic Japanese monthly snack box delivered to your door.
Every box you purchase supports a small family-run business and keeps their tradition alive.
That's crazy that these people are making snacks for like 100 years. That's
Dang,
like
dude.
that's insane.
Imagine that's your job.
That's your job.
Deliciousness.
What's inside the box, you say? Well, 20 to 25 premium sweets, treats, and teas curated around a fun cultural theme every month.
For example, they have traditional snacks like seaweed tempura
Ooh.
or white chocolate infused strawberries
Wow.
or black tea donuts.
Whoa.
Dang, dude, you know. And
The range.
It also comes with a cool culture guide that like tells you all about the products and flavors and stuff that's inside of it.
Yo, that's good because white people are always asking, what's in that? So this is for them.
Definitely for them, bro. Get your authentic Japanese snacks today by going to boxu.com.
That's BOKKSU.com to experience the taste of Japan with free shipping worldwide.
If you sign up for their mailing list, you get $5 off too.
That's Boxu.com. BOKKSU.com.
Yum.
Now, back to this.
Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah, like it's interesting, like talking to people who have like really close relationships with their family.
I do have a very close relationship, and it feels
I mean,
bad
do you tell
to
them about like sex and stuff?
I mean, they know I have herpes, but
Yes.
I wasn't like a man put his penis inside of me. That's how I got it. They might think I got it from a toilet seat.
Honestly, probably more likely, but yes.
Ooh, shots fired.
Let's just fucking talk about the herpes, bro.
Everyone loves that topic. It's actually, it's got me a lot of followers on Instagram.
And I'm sure
There's
that
a big
our,
herpes community. I don't
honestly,
know if you're aware of
and
it.
Asian people get herpes too. You know, that's something
you know
you and
what?
I have in common.
I'm gonna tell you something.
The ability to get herpes.
That I was in a herpes support group.
Really, run by Asian people.
It was not. But I'm saying there were a few Asian people, quite a few.
Really,
And one girl who was Asian said she had it on both sets of lips. So
both sets of lips, upper and bottom.
yeah, like her lips and pussy lips.
I'm so stupid. I thought you meant like here and here. I don't understand herpes.
I don't want to give. I don't know because I don't. Maybe I shouldn't be giving away that information, but I don't know her name.
Okay. And this is a recent thing for you. You got herpes in quarantine.
Yeah.
Very on brand. I mean, a lot of people have been trying to talk about and figure out like what is the appropriate way to date during quarantine. Are you allowed to hook up?
Yeah,
with
I'll
quarantine
tell
'cause
you
of
what.
corona?
Right now, don't do Tinder.
You think it's Tinder specifically?
No, that's not true. I have a friend who got herpes from Hinge, and I actually have another friend who got it from Bumble. So
I don't think it's the app.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think it's app specific.
It's absolutely.
But the guy who gave it to me, I met him on Tinder, and
Okay.
everyone was like, "Obviously, you got it."
Yeah, yeah.
And I was
yeah.
like, "What do you mean, obviously?"
yeah, that's not. Yeah, I don't think Tinder's like known for that.
Yeah, but he
you
was
know?
homeschooled, and he did tell me that beforehand. So I was like, "Obviously."
That's not a. That's not.
I know. I'm just making up stereotypes.
So how did that fucking go?
we were like
How did that go
seeing
down?
each other in DC for a bit?
Okay, so
I was
you-
like going over there.
Oh, this is when you lived at home in Virginia.
I was living at home in Virginia, sneaking out of my basement,
Right.
and then
And how did that? You were going on dates, or this was just purely hookups?
well, I mean, we couldn't really go anywhere because it was is it too loud?
No. I'm just checking to see if it's recording.
We couldn't really go anywhere because it was still pretty like not that early into lockdown, but it was still like it's not like everything was open yet because it happened in like June, May, June.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were hanging out at each other's. I was going to I went to his birthday party.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
within
I,
a
like-
couple months?
Like a few weeks.
What? That's so intimate.
Yeah, I know it.
Did you buy
it-
him something?
No. I just
Okay.
like went and met his friends, and
Uh-huh.
then like I met his. I knew all
Met
his
his
roommates.
friends?
Yeah, like it moved very quickly.
Okay, so at this point, you're thinking like, oh, maybe he could be my boyfriend. I like him.
Cause he lives in DC. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be my boyfriend, but I was like gonna be at home for a few more months, so I was like, I could see myself like hanging out with him for a while.
And then what happened?
One night he didn't have a condom, and I said, have you been tested? He said, yeah, I got tested right before quarantine. I haven't seen anyone since quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, I got tested too. So, and I hadn't had anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, cool. And he was very nice and like texted me a lot, which I know sounds very dumb, but he like had treated me with way more respect than most guys had.
Right.
And like we did have very intimate conversations where I'm like, I'm not saying like I'm a little shocked he lied like he did. Because I thought like he was a really nice guy.
So this might be such a dumb question, but you really do think he lied, or do you think he didn't have symptoms and he didn't know?
It's hard to say because then he tried to like when I got sick, I thought I had COVID and he started ghosting me, and I was like, he like started being really weird when I got sick.
Okay, you told him you were sick,
Yeah.
and then so you're thinking he must have known, like, oh, I gave her herpes.
Or something.
Yeah.
Because he was like not responding.
Yeah.
Well, he also had gone on vacation.
After this happened.
Like while I got sick,
Okay.
he like left for vacation. He was already going to like see his parents or something.
Yeah.
He was going to see his cousin in Florida
Mm-hmm.
for a week. And so I was like, okay, maybe he's not responding because he's on vacation. I was trying not to be too crazy. Like, you better be answering me. But the sicker I got, the like less responsive he got, which should have been the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, if he like wasn't concerned it was him, if he
Sure,
was
sure.
just genuinely concerned, he'd be like, are you okay? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. And then when I told him I was going to the gynecologist, he didn't respond to my text.
Oh, he knew.
And then I called him as soon as I got out, like crying, obviously. It was a virtual. So
Yeah.
I literally had just spread eagled on Zoom. I was literally just like,
Yo, you said, is this herpes? And he spread your legs?
2 seconds. I was like, open. Yep, that's herpes. And I was like, what? You didn't even give a good look.
Yeah,
I
she
was like,
didn't
this
zoom
isn't
in.
even. I was like, this isn't. I don't even have a Logitech camera. It's
Yeah,
a little
yeah, yeah.
blurry. I was like,
This is an old MacBook. Are you sure?
yeah, I was like, this is not. My data's not great on this. And she was like, no, I see herpes 3 times a day. That's
Oh
herpes.
my god. And well, first of all, I always forget that like herpes is a virus, and you do get a fever before this
So
happens,
not
right?
everyone.
Oh, not everyone. Okay, because when you first told me that, I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, like it's a sickness. Like you do get."
But not everyone. Like it's mostly women who get the flu symptom, and it's not. If I were to have another outbreak, I wouldn't get the flu again.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's
okay.
only the first time because you're exposing your body to a virus.
Got it.
So I got the I was really, really sick, but I lost 10 pounds. So like, ladies, it's not that bad. Herpes will get you more laid if you don't tell people you have herpes.
Yeah.
If you just fuck someone's life up. No,
So
I'm just
like,
kidding.
okay, when you first found out, obviously you were crying.
I
but,
was
like,
so upset.
Like, what were you? I mean, you are a young woman. You're in New York. You got a cool job. Like, you dress cool. Like, like
well, that was one of my first thoughts. I was like, I can't even wear
shorts,
tube tops anymore. People are just gonna know I have herpes.
tube tops.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I just feel like that's kind of like you're a 28-year-old wearing a tube top. Herpes.
You got
for
herpes.
sure. This girl's got herpes.
So like, who's the first person you called when you found out?
I made a lot of calls. This was like
Really?
yeah.
Is that normal to tell people?
I don't think so. But my first reaction to anything bad is just to be like, ah!
Oh,
Like
I
I
see,
feel
see.
like I was just like so afraid. Actually, I didn't tell that many people at first. I called the suicide hotline number though.
Really?
I was like so depressed. And so I called the suicide hotline number at like 4 a.m. Because I was just like,
Were you serious about suicide?
I don't
or
know.
just more
You know,
like-
it's like, that's like the fucked up thing is like you think about it. This is really bad. It may be too dark. And I don't mean to minimize it. But it's like if you have a suicidal thought, you're like, how serious am I?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, I do want to die and I could just, I could take a bunch of pills. I could do it. But like, do I really want to?
Yeah.
Like, I do have a lot of packages coming. I got a lot of ASOS that I'm dying to try
and
on.
you gotta return those before you kill yourself. for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Like my $3,000 will needs to go somewhere. So I just called. Also, I just wanted to talk to someone. I guess.
Yeah. I think there's definitely like some solace in like talking to a stranger about like a dark problem for sure.
Yeah,
And-
I just want to see her reaction.
And like, herpes, every time I go to my doctor's, he won't even test for it because he's like, if you are not showing symptoms, then it's going to just cause you more mental stress than, right? Because like doctors don't test for herpes unless you have a breakout. Because I could have it, but if I know that I have it, it's going to just stress me out even more.
80% of the world has it.
It's that high now?
It's that high.
In 2013, my doctor told me like 1 in 9 people have it. Or something.
Now it's 1 in 3. Because it spreads so fast.
Hang on, 1 in 3 is not 80%.
In the United States.
Oh, in the United States.
In the
Okay,
United
okay,
States.
okay.
Sorry, it's the United States.
Also, it tripled in like the last 6-7 years. That's insane.
Yeah. 1 in 3 people have it.
So
and
then,
then,
doctors talk about it like it's not a big deal.
or no. 1 in 3 people have confirmed have it. And 80% actually have it.
Oh, I
That's
see.
what
I
it
see. I
is.
see. Yeah, and so like doctors always talk about it like it's not a big deal, but like socially we are programmed to think that it is the end of your life.
But so when I first got it, I had been like, the first date I went on after I found out, which was like a month and a half later.
Wait, say that again?
I like found out I had herpes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm going back to New York. Like, I can't be in DC.
Yeah.
Like, this is so frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the guy who gave it to me, it turns out he had slept with 5 women before me unprotected.
And who told you that?
He did.
So he said, "I'm sorry, I lied to you."
Yeah.
Dude, that is so fucked, man.
Yeah.
That is so fucked, dude.
Yeah. And then he
Did you at least get to like throw something at his head or something in person, or this is all digital?
no, this was all over the phone, and he was like, "You're just being so mean to me." And I was like,
The balls.
I know. I was like, oh, but the lack of balls. I was like, you're such a little bitch. I was like, you're mad at me for yelling at you, for giving me a disease I'm going to have the rest of my life. And then trying to dodge the logic and lie to me more so that I think I gave it to you. Like, literally go fuck yourself.
Dude, that's so fucking... I mean, like, is he... Can you report this man? Because I think it's illegal, actually.
It is illegal if they knew.
If they knew and you give somebody herpes, it's illegal, yeah.
But I'm like, what am I going to do? Hire a lawyer?
You
don't see that lawyer on the back of the bus.
The herpes lawyer?
The herpes
Someone
lawyer?
gave you herpes?
Call the herpinator.
Herpinator LLC. Herpinator and
20% off your first case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, I don't want to drag this out. I was gonna Venmo him $500 because my medication is $10 a month.
Oh, Venmo request him.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that should be the deal.
I know, but I just like, it's kind of late now. I also just like hate him. Like I hate him.
I mean, you were taking it well, I think, compared to other people.
But I got into therapy and like I was really depressed.
You were depressed for a
I was
while.
really depressed.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I lost more weight.
Do you
Like
think your life was over?
I just thought like because I talk about sex in my act, which whatever, I'm trying to talk about it less anyway.
Yeah.
So having less will help.
Yeah.
For sure. But can't talk about something you are not doing.
Oh my god.
And also like I was just like, this sucks, you know? Like I feel like now I have like this scarlet letter.
Yeah.
And it feels like I was so scared people were like, of course Hannah got herpes. Like, you know? And I felt like really like, of course I did. Like, of course, because I'm a slut. And like I felt a lot of shame. But also it's like I do have friends that like sleep with more people than I do.
Yeah.
And they don't have it.
Yeah.
And like they do it unprotected because they're just like, oh yeah, they didn't have one, whatever. And I'm not like, I hope they get, you know, I'm just like, yeah, it is like really like luck and like, or not luck, but odds or not, I don't even know. It's just kind of like it could happen to anyone.
Yeah. And like, you don't know that those people don't have it.
Exactly.
They just may not be showing symptoms, right? So like...
Yeah.
Right.
And like doctors again don't test for it. And I honestly now, if you do, I used to get tested for it. I used to be like, no, just take my blood. I want to know.
Really?
Yeah, because I was so scared of getting it. And honestly, having it is not as bad as the fear of getting it. Because it's like I would always be like, fuck. I like didn't one like there were a few times where I had one night stands and then we just didn't have one. I was like, fingers crossed. A few times, a couple times. I need to relax. But I was fine. I was fine.
Yeah.
And I was so scared and paranoid for like weeks after that would happen. So I'd like go to the doctor and be like, test my blood. And now that I have it, I'm like, the ball's kind of in my court on this.
Dude, so wait, what does this mean for like you on the apps and stuff? Like, do you have to tell people now? Are you like?
So I used to be like, before I slept with someone, I would 100% tell them.
Yeah.
And I did sleep with one person.
Wait, I'm sorry. What do you mean before? As in, like, you've already been fucking people post herpes? Because this happened like not that long ago.
Oh, this happened in June.
Okay, it's December.
And I've had sex with one person.
Oh, got it. Post this incident.
Yes,
and you told him.
Yeah,
okay.
And he didn't care.
That's nice.
Because he's like, I know we have condoms.
Oh, if you use condoms.
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask you like a really stupid question?
Please.
Okay, let's say I'm hooking up with somebody who has herpes. You use condom, cool. Can I not go down on her?
Okay, that's like a.
I know I'm a straight guy with no education.
No. I'm saying that's a question that like a lot of people have that I'm not. Doctors will say. To be fair,
I love that you're gonna make it like doctors will say this, but what I think is
a doctor will tell you. No. The chance because I have type 2, which is like the vagina.
Yeah.
But people can get type 1, which is like the cold sore that you get here.
They're different. Okay.
They're like different strains.
So you're saying.
But you can get the strain here, like on your vagina. So if a guy
can you get type 1 on your vagina?
Yes, that's the most common way. Is like people giving head when they have a cold sore and giving it to someone.
And does that look like what you have, or no?
It looks the exact same.
It looks the same. Got it.
But because I have type 2, if someone were to go down on me, their chances of getting type 2 is less than 1%.
That's great for you.
I know.
You can still get your box eaten. Oh my god. That's like because I thought you were about to tell me like nobody can go down on me unless they have herpes.
No.
Yeah.
There is an app though for herpes.
That was my next question. Is like, is there a community / app for people who openly say?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I see it on Tinder sometimes. It'll be like, just so you know, I have H1 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, when people put that on their Tinder, I'm like, take an advertising class, dude. Don't lead with your weaknesses. What are you doing? It's like if like I don't know, fucking people like a candy company was like, this has corn syrup.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
But like we're on
MSG, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We know where we're getting our source. We know the source of this shit, but like don't lead with it.
So wait, tell me more about this like app. Have you tried it or this?
Yeah, I've tried it.
What's it called?
It's called. I deleted it. Because it's $30 a month. But it was called. Fuck. What is it called? Can I look it up really?
Yeah. Of course.
Positive Singles.
It's called Positive Singles, which like love the pun.
Right? Do we love the pun?
I don't.
It's a little cheesy.
Yeah.
It's like a little on the nose. It should be like.
I was thinking like.
Happily ever after.
Okay, herpes.
Yeah. Herpere.
Okay, so you tried it for a little bit.
I tried it for a little bit.
And
one guy was like, when guys. No, you wouldn't know, but when guys, whoever's listening,
yeah,
if you give a guy on a dating app your number and they don't text you, that's always shady.
They're cheating. Yeah.
Right. So this guy who was like really cute was on the app and he wouldn't text me. He only Instagram followed me and we were DMing and he would DM me at weird hours. And then try to get me to come over between windows. And I'm like, this guy's a fucking animal. He has herpes and a girlfriend.
That's so crazy.
But then I asked him if he had a girlfriend. He didn't respond to that.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, yeah, he does.
You would think that once a guy gets herpes, like you make that mistake, you would be more like honest about things in general.
Oh, you would think, right? Like the guy who gave it to me.
I don't know. I just think that if I went through, because you obviously went through like a traumatic like mental experience, right? Like you experienced this low thing.
Yeah, but I have something called remorse, and I'm not a fucking sociopath, where a lot of men in general are. So they're just like, yeah, it's a, no pun intended, but a bump in the road, and we'll just repave it and tell no one.
I mean, have you felt like you've become a more honest person, like in life in general?
Absolutely not.
Or this is just like another.
This is just another. But I also like don't care anymore. Like,
yeah.
I know I caught like a friend brought it up to me and I hadn't told her, and like I knew she was like trying to cover how she found out.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I don't care. People have been talking about it.
Yeah.
Like all press is good press. But no, but that's what I want to avoid by being honest about it.
Yeah.
Is like people like act like it's this big secret. And when someone has it, it's like, oh my God, they have it. Like, did you know? I feel like there's a comedian, I don't want to say her name, but she has it. And anytime anyone ever brought up her comedy, this was like for years, they were like, oh, you know, she has herpes. And I just like kind of want to get in front of it to like avoid that.
Control the narrative.
Yeah, exactly. Because if people are like, oh, did you hear Hannah has herpes? It's like, yes, she has talked about it everywhere.
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want someone.
I don't want that to be a discussion about me.
Like if someone says Hannah Dickinson, you don't want people to think herpes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't think they do.
Well, that's nice. But this is new, so you know, word travels slow in a pandemic.
And then, so finally, like when you told your parents, like what happened and like what?
Well, my mom thought I was on drugs because I was really depressed.
Oh, okay.
Like I didn't come to dinner. I was losing more weight.
Yeah.
Man, I miss those days. I looked fucking good. Herpes depression.
Herpes. Hey, if you want herpes, call that dude.
Body by herpes.
Number below.
Yeah. I'll give you George's number. Fuck that guy.
We're doing names.
Yeah, we're doing full names. George in Arlington drives a Subaru.
Jesus.
He doesn't actually drive a Subaru. I don't think he has a car.
Hannah's banging dudes without cars, everybody.
Yeah, hello. I've been doing that since I moved to New York and Los Angeles. I don't think I've ever fucked a guy with a car unless he lived in it.
Jesus, I'm really picturing those like homeless people in Santa Monica.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's so weird. I got herpes.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you were getting depressed over it. It's like, nah, dude, your life was a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did your parents think when you told them?
Well, so my mom was like, are you on drugs? Like, why are you acting like this? And I was like, nah. Do you ever think maybe I'm a 28-year-old woman with life problems? And she was like, never crossed my mind.
That's a lot of attitude for a girl with herpes, you know?
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Fumi. That's what my mom would later come to say. I was like, no, I'm not on drugs. She's like, you need to tell me what's going on. And I was like, no. And she was like, you need to. You have to tell me. And I was like, all right, I have herpes. And she was like, oh my God, your grandmother had that. And I was like, what? She had mouth herpes, but so I guess my grandfather had genital herpes.
Oh shit, runs in the family.
No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
But that's that reaction probably helped you like get over it.
Kind of, because she told my dad, because my dad was like, they were like, I was like, why would you tell dad? She was like, because we worried you had an actual problem. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, herpes is literally not that big of a deal. She was like, if you don't think you're going to get married because you have herpes, like the problem is much deeper.
Right.
Like one's not, if you, and to be fair, you know how I told you I was like friends with that guy who like kind of manipulated me for 3 years?
Yeah.
He had herpes, but I didn't get it from him. But, I had already like weirdly been like, if he gave it to me, I wouldn't care. So I know the feeling of liking someone so much you don't care.
Right. Especially with something that's like treatable and
yeah, exactly.
It's not fatal.
And you don't even have to take a pill. Like you might never get an outbreak again.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking the pill because my outbreak was so bad. I'm like, I just don't want to have another one, especially because I've been really stressed because of quarantine and stuff. I'm like, I don't eat great. You know, I don't really take care of the bod, so let's just use modern medicine to block this one out.
I mean, when you first told me that I have been, I told you I've been in an open relationship for a little bit, and yeah, as I'm exploring this like open relationship thing, like I do think about the herpes thing. But now that I know that, well, you're saying your type of herpes, there's a very low chance of getting it by going down on somebody, but
you should also ask. If you're being honest about having a partner, you should be like, just like, hey, just want to make sure we're clean. And I feel like women are less apt to lie.
You're saying you should ask even if you're going to use protection.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe not if you're using protection. I don't know if it's that big of a deal, but like,
I mean, I always use protection, but like, yeah, maybe it's just a good habit to sort of
get into.
That.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, so recently on Bumble, we talked about this earlier, but or you and I did. The guys on Bumble have been like, let me just come over and fuck.
Oh yeah.
And in that case, I've been like, I wouldn't tell them. I would use a condom, but I wouldn't tell them because I'm like, clearly, like, they're not trying to get to know me. They're not trying to have a conversation, so I don't owe them my medical history.
It's interesting. You have kind of turned herpes into like your little special power.
It's a superpower for
and
sure.
You kind of like it.
Well, like one guy, I'm like really sounding slutty.
No, you're fine. You're like,
I
you're a
only
single
texted
woman in
one
New York.
guy
You're fine.
and one guy went down on me. It's not that bad.
It's not
6
bad.
months.
That's great.
Basically a virgin. So I made out with this guy in my building. Literally, actually, I sucked him off. So that's a
Well, that's
lie.
nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I was like going through a lot of shame in that period, so I was just giving blowjobs. Like it was like,
Wow, is that a
Yeah.
thing? I gotta.
not like that many. It's still COVID, but like I was more willing
to give head.
to give head than I
To be
normally.
honest with you, I thought you just like give off this vibe that you don't do that kind of thing.
give anything of myself. What do you mean?
Like I think a lot of women don't like giving head,
I don't like giving head.
but you like wanted to do it during this time of your
well,
life.
I was like, it's a good way to avoid having. I just like didn't want to have sex with them because I didn't want to have a conversation. So this was like,
Oh, so this is like in lieu of my vag, I will blow you.
Yes.
So we can get this. We don't have to talk about it.
yeah,
It's
no,
a defense mechanism.
It's a defense
Giving head is your defense
it's
mechanism.
like it's a decoy, you know.
like one of those basketball
I'm
players
like,
where you're
ooh,
like,
I love giving head. Let me
Yeah.
just do that. And I'm like, oh, I'm like literally choking and I'm like spitting up. I'm like, my face is turning purple. I'm like, I love this.
that's
So,
fucking hilarious.
yeah.
By
So
the way, that's a great bit.
should I do that?
Dude, defense mechanism head or decoy head is fucking hilarious because I'm just literally picturing like a football play where like you think one guy has the ball but the other guy has it, but it's for
Yeah,
head.
so he's like, wow, this girl's just like really selfless.
Yeah.
She's a fucking giver, and I am a giver. It's just of many things.
But I love that. I love like where you're at, like mentally. I think it's great. I think it's super healthy, and I know like sometimes you can be like self-deprecating or whatever in comedy, but like I think it's super mature of you, and like I think it's like very strong of you to be able to reach this point because like if I got something like that, even though I know it's not a big deal, and if I was single too, oh my gosh, I'm like
Who's like, if I were you, I would just fucking kill myself, dude.
I just think like it can be really hard mentally,
No, it was. And like I did a podcast like kind of soon after, and I was like talking about it, making jokes. I was like, it's like the DUI of my pussy, and
yeah.
But I was like very fresh and like still pretty sad about it. And this guy like DM'd me on Facebook, so that's how old he was. And he was like, I just watched the podcast and like your eyes are so sad. And I was like,
oh, I thought you were gonna say he's trying to slide into your DMs, like trying to
I
hook up
mean,
with
then
you.
he was like, how's your day going? And I'm like, you just call me sad. I guess I get why you think I'd respond. But so I do think I was sad for a while, but also it's like I haven't had an outbreak since I got it in like 6 months.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
So you're feeling good.
it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have, it's not like the constant.
Mm-hmm,
When you have an outbreak of anything, like I get really bad eczema.
Same.
And so when it gets really cold or like when my face gets really dry, it's kind of just like any other skin condition where it's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
And this is because it's related to sexual stuff. It's this even bigger shame that's connected to it.
Right. Speaking of shame, I want to talk about this one little thing with you before we wrap up.
Okay, I feel like I totally derailed this shit.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
I'm just keeping track of time because I don't want to waste too much of your time. You're very busy.
Yeah, you're right. I'm very busy. I have a charcuterie to finish.
Hey, thanks for coming over, Kelly.
Oh, wow, Fumi. This is so nice that you have me over.
Yeah. It's a Tuesday night, so I thought we could maybe get together and do stuff. So
Oh, yes.
this is let's go into my room. I have a really big apartment.
This apartment is so big. I wouldn't have imagined it to be so big at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty I'm a pretty successful podcast. You should check it out.
I've heard, yeah. So nice. Oh, we're still walking so far.
Okay, check it out.
Oh. Whoa.
Now this is where the magic happens.
Ooh, never heard that joke before. So fresh. You're so
Yeah.
funny.
Now are you ready to get down and do the dirty on this bed? What do you think about this bed?
I've never seen a bed like this. It looks so nice and supportive.
Yeah,
Oh my
we can do
gosh.
all the positions on this bed.
Oh my gosh, including missionary?
Including missionary, Fumi's favorite and only option.
What kind of... Where did you get this mattress from?
This mattress is called Helix Sleep Mattress. Helix Sleep has a quiz that just takes 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you.
Whether you're a side sleeper, hot sleeper, like a plush or firm bed with Helix, there's no more confusion and no more compromising on an average mattress.
Helix Sleep was even awarded the #1 bed overall mattress pick of 2019 by GQ and Wired magazine.
Just go to helixsleep.com/Asian. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you up to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life.
They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights free, risk-free, unlike what we're about to do right now, Kelly. Wink, wink. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will.
Helix is offering up to $125 off all mattress orders for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Asian.
That's Helix, HELIX, sleep.com/Asian for up to $125 off.
Oh, you got a condom?
Ah! My skin is shit!
Your skin is shit.
It's shit, Mike.
It's shit, and you smell like shit.
I know, I'm so sorry. But you do too, man.
I do.
You know why?
Why?
It's because we are straight guys.
We are
And straight guys.
We are terrible
I
in so
know.
many ways, and not least of which is from smelling and looking
Like shit.
shit.
But you know what we can do to improve ourselves, Mike?
that? What?
We can try
Hawthorne.
Hawthorne is a premium tailored personal care brand that's making it easy for guys to feel and smell your best.
You start with a quiz. The quiz has things like what's your favorite drink and how do you like to spend the night out. It's actually pretty fun. I did it. It's really easy. And the products you get, they have so many different kinds of products. They got everything from shampoo to deodorant because I'm a smelly boy.
You're a smelly boy.
I double down on the deodorant. I get the perfume. I have a lot of face stuff because my face is terrible and I
Yeah.
try to get a lot of face stuff. It's awesome.
If you want to upgrade your self-care routine, Hawthorne is a fun and convenient way to get super high-quality products tailored specifically for your needs.
Hawthorne even takes the risk out of it by giving you free shipping on your orders and returns. And if you don't like your products, they'll even retailer them for you based on your feedback.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do what I did. Take Hawthorne's quiz today and get started on your personalized self-care routine by going to hawthorne.co and use promo code NOTASIAN to get 10% off your first purchase.
That's HAWTHORNE.co, promo code NOTASIAN, hawthorne.co, promo code NOTASIAN.
We smell better now.
Yay!
Speaking of shameful sex. Our favorite TV show right now.
A teacher.
A teacher on
Fumi and I
Hulu.
watched A Teacher, and Fumi was the cutest little old man in a rocking chair. Just
What do you mean?
you're sitting in the rocking chair.
Oh, yeah. No, okay, so The Teacher, if you don't know, I wrote down the synopsis.
A Teacher.
A Teacher. It's Wikipedia says it's a series exploring the complexities and consequences of predatory relationship. What are your first impressions of this show?
First impression of the show, way too hot.
Yes.
Okay, they picked the actor they chose to be the 18-year-old student is a 25-year-old actor.
Oh, he looks really young.
Really?
I think so.
If you watch an actor who's 18 versus that guy, it would be a completely different show.
Well, they do his hair to make it look like the 2008 style.
But
or whatever.
it doesn't matter. It's more like he looks too old and carries himself too well to make this creepy.
Oh, I see.
Like
I
he
see.
carries himself like a
a
man.
and he talks to her like a man, and he says
Exactly,
really
and
nice
his
things.
confidence is like a man. So you can weirdly, when I was like, "Oh, this is hot," like I
Yeah.
emailed my history teacher after
Yeah,
watching.
we're gonna talk
it.
about that.
Yeah. So I was like very turned on by the show, and then I think season or episode 5 or episode 6 is what it flipped, and you saw how crazy she was being and how manipulative it is. But up until that point, I was like, why are they having that thing at the end that's like, if you know anyone who is in danger, call this number.
Oh, like
and
a-
I'm like,
yeah.
no student is watching this show like, you're right, like I better report this
No,
woman
every
who's
6-year-old boy
blowing
is
me.
fucking jerking off to that show. Yeah,
But then I think the way the stage it's in right now, I think it's really like,
it's getting serious.
it's good.
The actor, I don't know his name, but the female who plays the teacher is Kate Mara.
The guy who he's Love Simon. That's who the actor is.
Oh, wait, Live Simon is about a gay dude, no?
Yeah, my friend posted an Instagram story and she
Is
was like,
he gay?
What? No, not in real life. I don't
Oh,
think.
okay.
But she was like, why is this gay guy fucking this old woman? And my friend who said that's a lesbian. So
That's so
no,
fucking funny. Yeah, so it's like, the show, they like start hooking up, and I think they're trying to sort of, it said explore the complexities. I don't know.
What's that complexity?
what is
a complexity, period? What's the definition for me?
What do you mean, like in general?
Like define a complexity.
Oh, like, I think it just means like nuances, right?
What does that mean?
Right, like, interracial dating can be complex.
I would not compare interracial dating to pedophilia. That's offensive.
We're gonna cut that out.
Complexity. Having sex with someone who has herpes, similar to pedophilia.
Yeah. Well, when you use that word pedophilia, everything sounds like an insane thing. But what I want to talk about is creepy teachers. Did we have creepy teachers in high school?
Of course. My teacher, Mr. McGuire, sophomore year.
Shouts. What do you teach?
Spanish. Was teacher of the year for 4 years.
Okay.
Who was also my track coach.
Okay. And it turns out?
Busted. He got in like that show To Catch a Predator?
Yes.
When they'd bait someone?
He was on the show?
He wasn't on the show. He didn't make the cut, I don't think. But he did get baited and caught.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the easiest year of Spanish
I'm sorry.
in my life.
Is that about child porn or is that about
No, he had child porn on his computer, but he also was talking to this girl who was 15 and they were going to go meet up.
Wow.
And then I remembered that he was my track coach and we had those like really tight track shorts and he'd always be like, Hannah, you have a wedgie. And it's like, that's so weird.
But at that time, you're just like, what a weirdo. But now in context, it's
no, I'm like, at the time, I was like, oh, thanks, Mr. Guire. You're right. I do.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that good looking out. But then it's like, he's a pedophile.
He's on my side. Yeah. He's trying to fuck you, dude.
Yeah, he's like, you got a wedgie. It's like, why are you staring there,
Yeah.
weirdo? But before I was like, yeah, thank you.
I mean, if you
Teacher of the year for sure.
You think about the profession of a teacher, and it like, I guess it would be weird if a school didn't have a fucking creepy teacher, right? Not one.
Did you have one?
I didn't have one person. I mean, I had a couple creepy teachers. They weren't creepy to me. They were creepy to girls. Like I remember, like our AP history teacher would like massage girls and stuff in class. But
that's so inappropriate.
it's so like, yeah. I just remember like he did it to the girl I had a crush on, and like.
But I'd love a massage right now.
He was also
Sorry.
like the girls' soccer coach too, and like.
Dude, that guy has shit in his computer.
Yeah, and like. I mean, the fact that he did it so publicly, I think, made me think like that's just weird. Like he must not be doing anything else because why would you? If
Did you have a wife and kids?
Yeah, and then but I didn't hear anything about that guy. Like nothing came out. But my gym teacher had child porn, and we had like FBI helicopters and shit like come fly out to our little town in Hilliard, Ohio, and like arrested him, and it was in the newspaper, and like it was a really really big deal. He was our PE teacher, Mr. Hyman was his name.
Mr. Hyman.
Hyman, I know the irony.
You know, that is, but I guess if you are like a pedophile, you would be attracted to the art, not the art of teaching, but the profession of teaching.
Yeah.
It's like a male gynecologist.
Yes.
At USC, which I'm in a lawsuit for. He had been molesting women all these years.
Did you get molested?
Yes. And it was my first pap smear. I'm in a lawsuit.
Really?
It's my first pap smear. And I told everyone, I'm like, this guy's a fucking creep. I'm like, look what, he goes, ooh, he was fingering me, which
I'm sorry, I don't know what a pap smear is. Can you just tell me what that is and then tell me what it involves and how
Wow, you're so cute for me. A pap smear is what, it's like how, like a physical for your vagina.
Okay, but what do they put stuff in there?
They put like a crane in and they open
a crane in there?
Well, it's not a crane.
You said we talking cranes?
I wish it looks like a thing. It looks like a wine opener kind of, but it has like a hole. It kind of just like.
And what are you you scraping the skin?
You're taking swabs.
Okay.
You also look for cancers.
Okay. And then if done correctly, does this hurt? Is it uncomfortable? Like
it's
how long
uncomfortable.
does it take?
It's uncomfortable.
It's quick.
Yeah, but it's quick.
It's a smear. It's like a second.
Yeah, and this guy was like feeling around my vagina, which you don't need to do. There's no reason for him to.
Okay.
There's absolutely no reason. And then
you knew the second he got weird, you knew he was up to something.
I just thought the shit he said was weird. He was like, because I had lost my virginity, and he was like, ooh, is this a boyfriend?
Okay,
like,
doctors should not be being, ooh, like.
He literally goes, ooh, is that a boyfriend or a one night stand kind of thing?
Wait. He was looking at your vagina. He could tell you fucked?
I told him that I lost my virginity.
Why did you tell him that?
Because he told me, he asked how many times he was asking for my sexual history. I had a UTI.
Okay.
I was like, I don't want a pap smear because I heard they hurt because of the crane.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you have to get a pap smear because you're 18. You have to get one. And I learned that's not a rule. That's not a law.
Okay.
Which is already like illegal. He was like, you have to have a pap smear.
Yeah.
Girl, you have to do it. I think that's the way
dude,
he meant.
he said it like he's recommending a TV show or something.
Yeah,
you have to watch
Game
Game of Thrones.
You have to get a pap smear. It's literally the best. So I was like, all right, I guess I don't have class today.
Okay.
So
you did it. Things were getting weird.
And he was like, fingering me. And then he was like, ooh, we got, and I'm like,
so at a pap smear, at no point should a doctor's fingers be inside the vagina? Because I know for some stuff they do put their finger in there, right? For some stuff. No?
That's
To
just
spread?
the male butthole. You don't spread. That's what the crane is for.
Oh, okay.
It's all instrumental.
Got it.
No.
Got it. So gynecologists, regardless of their gender, regardless of the issue, would never stick a finger in your vagina. Never.
Or you know what? Sometimes they push down on the pressure. Of the back.
Yeah.
So I guess they do, but his was just like creepy in a way that I was like, I've never been like touched like that.
Right. So you were naked, his fingers were in you, and then you were feeling weird, and then
I'm like, I was like,
and you just let it go because you were.
I was like
scared.
giggling. He's like, ooh, we got a giggler on our hand.
Dude, no.
I swear to God. And I wrote this, like, I had like the sex blog in college, but I deleted it because I'm whatever. But I went back and reread the article I wrote about this because my first article I ever wrote for my sex blog in college was I lost my virginity to a gynecologist.
Yeah.
Because he had been like, he's like, ooh, we have a giggler on our hands. And then he was like fingering me or whatever. He's like, I hate to burst your bubble, but your hymen is still intact.
Dude, this he has no chill. He's like a pedophile with no chill.
Yeah, it's like he wasn't even discreet.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And like, how could he's busted, right? Because
Now he's busted.
but there's so much evidence.
so-
But if he says stuff like
so
that,
then I'm in this lawsuit. Gloria Allred's my lawyer.
it's just doing it pro bono
She takes 40%
of the winning.
of the winnings. Yeah, she takes 40% of my jackpot.
Sorry, just straight guy here. Straight male. This is
You're
how I
like,
see things.
Did you win?
Yeah. What's a past fear? Are you winning the lawsuit against your sexual assault? Sick. Let's take me out to dinner.
But no, I was reading some because I'm like Jane Doe number 36. So I was reading other people's, which I
Okay,
probably
okay.
shouldn't be talking about this, but whatever.
Yeah.
But what he did that was really fucked up is a lot of English is their second like ESL.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that ESL
Yeah.
students?
There was a lot of international students at USC. Yeah.
Yeah, and international students he actually loved Asian girls, and when they didn't speak English, he like would fist them and tell them that that was like a huge problem.
What?
Yes.
He would fist them.
Yes. And so my friend she's from Hawaii, but she's Asian. And so she went in to see him. She's also in the lawsuit. She's how I...
But she's not... She speaks English, obviously.
Yeah, she speaks English.
She's not trying to get fisted.
But he was like, oh, I love Asian girls.
He said that.
Yeah.
What is his lawyer gonna say? I don't understand. Like,
And somehow this lawsuit has taken 2 years. And I feel really bad for those students because I feel like a lot of girls, they didn't stay in America.
yeah.
So they probably don't even know about this lawsuit and probably are like not getting this money because...
And he's traumatized all these poor
And
18-year-old girls from like, China.
So I'm reading the other cases, and I'm like, I did pretty, like, I don't know if I should get as much money as some of these other girls.
Oh, because you only got a couple fingers in.
Yeah, exactly. He only got 2. I was really tight at this point for me. I was tight
You should have
as
seen
hell.
me back when I was 18. My heyday.
but
We
these-
are horrible people for making that joke. But yes,
I know. Maybe we
that's-
should cut that. But
It was so funny though.
no, but so that's why I feel a little traumatized by it. You know, it's like another man who I'm like, can I trust anyone?
Yeah.
Just like the trust of like a person who, you know, it's just like so fucked up. But then I heard other stories and heard that, and I was like, I actually didn't. It's not as bad as like, and that's fucked up in itself. And I'm like, I feel really bad for the other students.
Yeah.
He's been married since 1989, and I went to him in 2010.
Is what's USC stance on this?
So the president had to step down because he hid the evidence.
Oh my god.
The gynecologist-
For what benefit?
Because I
Is
think
he a famous doctor?
no, I think what happened because he had a closet full of vaginas, pictures of vaginas too. That was another thing.
Oh, from patients.
Yes.
Was it like on his fucking iPhone or like just?
He would bring in a camera, and so that part of my testimony or whatever, they were like, "Did he bring in a camera?" And I was like, "No, why? He brought in a camera for other girls." So he was taking photos of vaginas and hanging them up, but mine didn't make the wall.
Okay, so like I feel like this is like this goes beyond just like a pedophilia thing. Like there's also like
Assault,
and there's like some violent thing happening here that I can't necessarily describe. It's like he didn't kill anybody, but like this is like serial killer type behavior,
yeah,
right?
It was. It was very, and I think the president found out about it too late, and you can't fire someone in California without cause, or like he was tenure or something.
Oh, okay,
so he
okay,
couldn't
okay.
really fire this guy,
Yeah.
but he didn't want to expose him and have all of that come out.
Yeah.
So the only thing he could do, I think, is this is me guessing why he covered this up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why would you cover this up?
Yeah.
And hurt like years of students.
Right. I mean, we're probably talking like thousands of women at this point.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Thousands.
If he's been doing it since 1999.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So
man.
he was probably like, we're so fucked if this comes out, because even right now they're fighting back on the lawsuit, and it's like a lot of
What
girls.
is there to fight back? I mean,
And the other thing is, so there was a class action part of it where if you saw him, they gave you $2,500 just by seeing him.
did you see him?
That was my experience.
So you just got that. You just got the 20.
No, because I refused it. So
Oh
I
wait,
could
so I'm
get-
sorry. You see him as in make an appointment with him,
Yeah, if
not
you
just like, not just like see him on the street or something.
no, yeah, it's I
like-
Spy.
it's like,
it's
it's
I
that bad.
Spy. You take a picture of him at a Carl's Jr. $2,500. I have this guy on Find My Friends on iPhone. I go look for him every day.
I'm so stupid. Please proceed. You're like opening up, and I'm like misinterpreting every single angle of this. I'm like, you just like see him on-
If you had an appointment with him while at USC, you got
Yeah.
$2,500
Yeah,
automatically. But I did not accept that money because I'm in this bigger lawsuit. So if I win, I get 300 grand. But Gloria would take 40%.
Right. So that's
But
like,
it's not taxed in California.
right.
So basically,
So you're gonna get like at least 150. That's pretty good. More than
yeah.
that.
If I buy property next year, you know why.
Yo, and that's the theme of this podcast. Really, I love that, Hannah Dickinson. You just turn a negative into a positive. You know, you
Well,
want to
it's-
give me herpes? I'm gonna fucking give you herpes. I own it. You want to fucking touch my vagina and take a picture of it? I'm gonna buy land.
I'm getting a studio apartment, baby. From one box to another.
Dude, I love that. Thank you so much for like sharing all that.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna. People are. I hope no one is like reports me, because I don't know
For
how much I'm
doing
allowed to say
what?
about this lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
But it's fine.
Okay. Well, you can listen to it before if you want to.
Okay, maybe. Maybe just bleep random parts.
just randomly.
Yeah, just random letters.
But I won't bleep out fisting. That was a good part.
That's scary.
I mean, that's really awful. I truly could not laugh initially because of how.
I
mean, that sounds like a
I'm
made
glad
up.
that wasn't your first gut reaction for me.
Well, you know, I like that. I find a lot of things funny, you know, but that's not even. I mean,
It's fucking scary.
yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I know I'm making a lot of jokes, but I don't want to trivialize that, because that really made me sad.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anyway.
Well, Hannah, thanks for coming on. Where can our fans find you?
I'm at Hans Dickey, HANSDICKIE,
On all platforms.
on all platforms.
And then you've also got a special out on Epics, which I'm sure one of you fucking has, right? So check that
sure
out.
they
What's the show
don't.
called? Is it Hannah Dickinson, like your comedy
No,
special?
no, no. It's like all half hours. So it's just
Okay.
like half hours. But I'm in the first episode.
What's it called? Just half hours.
No, it's called
You don't even
Unprotected
fucking know.
Sets.
Unprotected. Okay. Well,
Unprotected Sets, where I talk about herpes.
my God, there's a theme in your life, and I love it. I'm here for it. Anything else you want to plug? Oh, you got a podcast?
I got a podcast called Don't Tell Mom. We talk about herpes.
Oh yeah, definitely check that out. And we're also on the social at
We talk about other things
AsianNotAsianPod.
too. Sorry. Fumi's gonna come on.
I'm gonna come out at some point when I'm ready.
What does that mean? Monday.
Okay, we'll do it Monday. What else? Oh yeah, follow me on Instagram at the Fumi Abe. That's THEFUMIABE. Please check out our Patreon, patreon.com/AsianNotAsianPod. And I don't know what else. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. I know this was an unconventional one, but I think we had a very meaningful conversation. And Mike and I will be back next week, so we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.